And this is the reading for Lindy. So she wants to get comfortable so she can watch me. So she's gonna roll something over here, and I'm still holding her card.
I see you.
Oh, do you want to watch me pull them? You should roll over. Watch me pull them.
The couch my butt.
Okay. All right. The couch in her butt. Okay. Little TMI there. Okay. Okay. So here comes Lindy's reading. Give me 1 second. I want to really. There's one I want to connect with for you because I know they're very wise. There's one I want to connect, but I'm not going to ask for that. I'm just going to ask for what to come through that comes through for you, okay? I'm like about scratching the card off. Okay. We are now beginning Lindy's reading. Okay. Here we go. I'm pulling your first card. And that's called Invisible. No one's ever had that card.
Wow.
I'm pulling your second card called Explorer. No one's ever had that card. I'm pulling your third card called Change. No one's ever had that card. So you have all cards that no one else has had. So I'm going to sit this aside. Any of a beloved card? No beloved. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. We're going to start with the invisible. Now I'm going to read this to you as it is. It's being recorded. So you can go back to YouTube if you want to like hear it again, you know, to try to make sense of it if it doesn't make sense to you. And for those listening, remember, these are ancestral readings. Up, I got to get my light. So far, I don't see anything bad here, which is good. That's why I don't want to do your cards. I want to see nothing bad, but I don't see anything bad. So, although I don't know what invisible doesn't sound too good, but doesn't sound like horrid either. So let's see here. Invisible. Let's see what invisible means for you.
Now, what does it mean when the first card is pulled? Like
the first card can either be you, as it is now, or your ancestor. Sometimes it's your ancestor, and the second card usually gives you more information about who they were in life and personality and stuff. And then the third card is usually them even telling you more, but also throughout all three cards, they can be telling you stuff you need to know, like warnings, things to watch out for. That's always at the end of each card. So let's see for invisible. If you have anything to watch out for, like you may not. Okay, here we go. Invisible. Peekaboo. Oh, wow. I know this is true. Peekaboo, the beloved dead still see you. And they do, because I know that is a fact. Invisible wants to acknowledge a well-oiled proverb. The nail that stands out gets hammered down. However, this is another untruth of your upbringing. That's true, Lindy.
Well, I don't understand.
The nail that stands out gets hammered down.
Right.
However, this is another untruth of your upbringing. Don't be different or stand out too confidently, Invisible says. Come out, wherever you are. Dare to be seen and loved. If there's enough time to lay low, content with the companionship of earthworms, don't hide away your inborn ability. Dedicate it into service. It's why you have it. While you can't please everyone, particularly the empathetically uninvolved, dimming your light out of fear of rejection or criticism creates a more unfortunate issue. It deprives so many people of the benefit and blessing of your soul gifts. Invisible is also the patron of missing puzzle pieces. What aren't you seeing or being shown? How is the wool being pulled over your eyes? Invisible can potentially warn you that someone you're dealing with may be cloaking their true intentions and motivations. You know it with every fiber of your mystical being. You feel it. You just can't prove it. Invisible says, trust your third eye. It's seeing things as they really are. Additionally, this card presents when something isn't manifesting in your life quite the way you think it should. This card gives you the support to uncover what might be a deeper, more unconscious reason that's driving forward a limiting agenda. The beloved dead of invisible asks, what are you really up to? What do you really think, believe, want? Are you ready to take off the blinders and face what's having an energetic effect on your progress and potential? I think we I think I kind of know what it means, but I'm not really going to know till I read your
Yeah,
second
let's read
card.
on.
Yeah. So, give me 1 second here because I like to take my time. The next one is Explorer. Okay, so your next card is Explorer. Okay, here we go. Who exactly sets out over rough seas or treacherous trails without any guarantee of safety or success? Who abandons familiarity and sometimes even family to answer the clarion call to something bigger than self? This is the energy and the heart of the explorer. This is the road less traveled, the courage to go where no one has gone before. It's a pioneering instinct that won't be or can't be constrained by the fear of failure. The beloved dead of Explorer pays respect to those souls in the history of humankind who were farmers, frontier folk, and pioneers. They voyaged into the unknown without how to manuals, guided only by faith, necessity, and the bright light of their North Star. They broke new ground, and despite great personal hardship, lived to find great reward in beating the odds, but many did not and succumbed to a litany of hardship. This is an ancestral imprint that still resonates in an inherited skill for daring innovation, inspirational groundbreaking work. At its core, it's entrepreneurial energy. Explorer can also be seeking expression in daring, high stakes, death defying choices that don't consider the consequences of those affected in the wake of such heightened courage. This reading is all you. This reading is all you. That card coming through there, this card is telling you something that's going on now. This is what's going on in your life. This card is one of your ancestors coming through. Now, I'm thinking, because I know you had family that came over on Plymouth Rock, right?
Well, one of them financed the was one of the financiers of the Mayflower.
Okay, but didn't, okay, so there's
But
that.
I had some come over. They
From
settled
Cuba?
in New England. Well, on my mother's side, they settled in New England.
But they came from
Connecticut.
out of the country, right?
Of course.
And they settled in Connecticut. So they were
Connecticut and New York.
they were travelers, they were adventurous.
And then my father's side, it was Florida.
Okay, but on your grandfather's side, isn't that the one that built the stone house?
That was the Russian.
Oh, so he came. So that's an adventurer. He built the stone house.
And his father came over.
Okay.
Not him.
So
he was born from his mother was English or Welsh. She was Welsh.
So this
and
is
Irish.
your ancestor from Russia coming through then.
How do you know?
Well, they came from another place. They were industrious. They were hardworking. They came to a place with just guided by the North Star means they're just guided by trying to have a better life. And they landed not knowing what was awaiting them. But there was a lot of hard work. There was a farming, pioneering. He was a pioneer. Think about it. National Geographic bought that house from you guys.
Yeah.
He planted that first tree as a generational tree is a Russian custom.
Cherry tree.
So I think, I didn't know this was who was going. You know, I was honestly expecting your mother to come through. But I don't think this is your mother. It is a male. I am getting more of a male spirit. So it's either your grandfather or your great-grandfather.
Could be my great-grandfather.
Now let's see.
He was Russian. He came over from Russia.
And that's, and also.
He came over in the 1800s.
And at the end of that, what does it talk about? It talks about like a generational imprint. And what is it that you have? You will go do crazy things, daring things with no care for the consequences. You know what I'm talking about. You know things you and I have done that I cannot even put here on YouTube. Okay, crazy stuff. I'm not talking about when they were shooting up a hotel.
I know.
That's something that was happening and we happen to be there. I'm talking about things that you and I have personally done that are crazy. That we can never even let be known until we're dead.
I have the pioneer spirit.
Yes, you do. And you also, and when you look at it here, because I want you to understand it. This is an ancestral imprint.
Imprint.
So we're talking DNA here. We're talking ancestral DNA that still resonates in an inherited skill for daring innovation. Do you know what daring innovation is? It's when you come up with all those inventions. Those are innovative, like those shoes that you came up with for women, the diapers that your patented was stolen. Um, and again, think back to your father with his patents.
Right.
This is a DNA imprint that we're talking about. Now, let me finish reading this. I want you to understand it. An inherited skill for daring innovation, inspirational, groundbreaking work. At its core, it's entrepreneurial energy. And what have you always had, both of us? Entrepreneurial energy. Always.
Absolutely.
My entire life. Your entire life. Okay. Explorer can also be seeking expression in daring, high stakes, death defying
And I'm always
choices.
attracted to the high seas.
Yes, that don't consider the consequences of those affected in the wake of such heightened courage. We both have courage, but sometimes we did some crazy shit that could have had some serious, serious consequences. You know this. So, this is your ancestor, and it's coming to you from your DNA on why you're like that, and they're explaining it to you. Um, so, this is an ancestral spirit coming through for you, and if I had to take a guess, I would say, and this is because I know you, like I can't say this with other people because I don't know their situation, but because I know you, I would have to say that this is your grandfather, your great grandfather, grandfather from Russia coming through.
Interesting.
Because for one, you've always wanted to connect with them.
Well, I always wanted to connect with my grandfather.
Well, maybe it's your grandfather. I don't know that,
Could be his father.
but we're talking about somebody who, let's see, sets out over rough seas or treacherous trails without any guarantee of safety or success.
Could have been my great grandfather.
So it's probably your great grandfather. But you got to understand, again, like I was explaining, if you have children and then they have children, um, those would be your grandchildren, then your grandchildren have children, those are your great great grandchildren, and you would be the great great grandmother. You don't think for a minute that they don't have an interest in what their great great grandchild is down here doing? Of course they do. That's their lineage. This is what people don't understand, because they're not in the situation. They're not dead. They're looking at the here and now. So for sure your great great grandfather has an interest in you. Definitely. So I think that's who it is. A pioneering instinct. He set sail across the seas. You know, he come from Russia. He traveled. He explored. Um, you know, voyaged, guided by faith and necessity. So, you know, broke new ground. And what did he do? He broke new ground. He definitely broke new ground. Okay, so your last card is called Change. So this is a card where they usually tell you a little bit more about themselves, but also what you have coming. So hopefully it's a good card. So let's say. I'm glad. It seems like a pretty good reading to me, honestly. And I can relate to it because I know a little bit about you. You know what I mean? So I know that it's dead on. Okay, change. Nobody wakes up, stretches their arms into the air while yawning, and says, "Bring on something unpredictable and unwanted, with the potential to disrupt the very foundations on which my life is based."
I've been going through change.
And yeah, this is resonating with the first card.
I know.
Mostly, we want a steaming cup of status quo, something known, manageable, and easy on our nerves, and gray matter, and not the battering and impudent winds of change. At least not today. Despite our incredible reservoirs of ingenuity and resilience, we're all creatures of habit. Oh, yeah, this is definitely talking about you. And yet, change is constant. It greets us in every waking moment. The rain melts the snow, the winds dry the earth, buds in the blink of an eye, unfurl into the landscape. We follow the natural cycles of birth, growth, and death to sow, nurture, then reap, celebrating the harvest before resting with a fallow field. Change always ushers in a positive, necessary, or organizing energy. If you receive change, it indicates a turning of the tides. What is becomes was. Your response will activate the process of will be until it is again. This sequence of events may be experienced as the best thing ever or as unsettling, opening old wounds caused by upheaval. In any case, this oracle likens the experience to a revolving wheel. Resisting change is like clutching the spokes, an act of control and desperation that will take you down to a vortex of unstable momentum. Ground yourself in reality, in the hub of the wheel, and allow it to circle around you. An attitude of acceptance helps you to work in harmony with this external force. The beloved dead of change whispers, "This too will pass." The destiny of every human being is decided by what goes on inside his skull when confronted by what goes on outside his skull.
Interesting.
So when you're being confronted with what's going on in your life, you got to watch what's going on inside of your head. And what your ancestor is telling you, they didn't tell you much about themselves in the second card, but what they're telling you is this too shall pass. And it will pass. Everything passes. It really does. You get into blocks of life that are bad situations or uncomfortable situations or change you don't want, but it passes.
It does.
And things go back to
That's
normal.
The only thing permanent, really. Truth in life is change.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Nothing stays the same.
You don't have a beloved loved, so which means there's not another card to pull. So wait a minute, they're holding a message for review for me. What does that mean?
Who is?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so who cares? You don't have to listen, buddy. I mean, why are you here? Number of things. Why are you here? You must have some kind of curiosity. Personally, guess what? I don't give a shit what you think. I don't care what anybody thinks. I know that this reading is accurate because I know the person I'm reading for, unlike some of the ones that I don't do. So
who's saying that? They don't know anything about me.
No, they don't. No, but so they said, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So guess what you can do? You can go F right off to where you wrote in from. There we go.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So anyway, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're getting a reading and you have nasty people with nothing else better to do.
Oh, I don't care what.
Oh no, I don't care either. But it's not sad for me or for you. It's really sad for them. You're on a Saturday and you go on to somebody's live and you have an issue. Like, how sad is your life? Actually, I should give that poor, sad soul a little reading. I really should. You know what? Actually, I will if you're still here, FF Face. Let's see. Yeah, actually, let me go ahead and do it. But I'm going to take these three cards out.
Why waste my time? Why waste your time and energy?
Well, the cards are very accurate.
I wouldn't waste my time.
And whether FF Face wants to acknowledge it or not, they are.
Everything you said, I can relate to. Everything.
Well, I knew they were accurate when I started the reading, like from first card, second card, third card.
Later on, I want to talk about that first card, though.
Yeah, I know. I can do another reading for you on Saturday, like when I do another one for Byron, if you want.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't want to inundate anybody that's trying to come through because they usually will tell you to pick another card,
Nothing was bad, though.
No, I don't think there was anything bad. I think the first card is just telling you to watch out because things may not be as you think they are, which I've been having a feeling about anyway, and I'm going to find out.
Oh, boy.
But I don't know. I could be wrong because I don't have a very trustful nature.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, so anyway, that's it for us, guys. We are done for the weekend, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow I'll be back to working. I took a few hours off today. Lindy took a few hours off today, but we'll be back to shipping and listing and all that. Anyway, have a great weekend. You're all great. Bye-bye.